Title: The Path of the Moonlit Sea, by Wisdom Chronicles. In a small village by the sea, where the waves whispered secrets to the moon, lived a young woman named Alina. Her hair was the color of the raven's wing, and her eyes held the depth of the ocean. She lived a simple life, helping her father in their modest fish shop, but her heart yearned for something beyond the horizon. Each night, Alina would walk along the shore, listening to the symphony of the waves and the stars. The villagers spoke of her as a dreamer, one who conversed with the moon and danced with the tides. But in her heart, Alina knew she was searching for something, a purpose, a destiny that was hers alone to fulfill. One evening, as the moon cast a silver path across the water, an old woman appeared beside her. She was as ancient as the cliffs and as wise as the ages. Her eyes twinkled like the stars above, and in her hands she held a small, intricately carved box. "Alina," the old woman said, her voice as soft as the sea breeze. "Inside this box lies a secret, a truth that you must uncover. Your journey will not be easy, but remember, the path to discovery is often paved with trials." With trembling hands, Alina opened the box. Inside, she found a piece of parchment, weathered and old, with a riddle inscribed in a language she did not understand. The old woman smiled and disappeared as mysteriously as she had come, leaving Alina with more questions than answers. The next morning, Alina set off on her journey, the riddle burning in her mind. She traveled to distant lands, over mountains that scraped the sky, and through forests where the trees whispered ancient secrets. In each place, she met people who, like her, were on their own quests. A painter who sought the perfect sunset, a musician who longed to compose a symphony that could make the stars weep, a poet who chased after the words to express the inexpressible. With each encounter, Alina shared her riddle, and in return, she learned their stories, their hopes, and their fears. She realized that, like the riddle she carried, each person held a piece of a larger puzzle, a fragment of the vast tapestry of life. Months turned into years, and Alina's hair began to carry whispers of silver, mirroring the path of the moonlit sea she once walked along. But her eyes remained bright, for with each step, she felt herself drawing closer to the answer. In a small village much like her own, she met an old man who spoke the ancient language of her riddle. With trembling hands, he translated the words. "Seek not the treasure at journey's end, for the journey itself is the treasure to tend. In every heart a secret lies, beneath the earth, above the skies." Tears filled Alina's eyes as she understood. The journey was never about finding an answer. It was about discovering the multitude of questions that made up life itself. Each person she met, each story she heard, was a precious gem, a piece of the puzzle that was her own existence. Alina returned to her village, her heart full of stories and her soul rich with experiences. She realized that the old woman by the sea had given her the greatest gift, the understanding that life's true magic lay in the journey, not the destination. She began to write, her words flowing like the waves that had once whispered to her under the moonlit sky. She wrote of the people she met, the lessons she learned, and the beauty of the quest. Her stories traveled far and wide, touching the hearts of those who read them. Years passed, and Alina grew old, but her spirit remained as vibrant as ever. She became known as the storyteller of the moonlit sea, a weaver of tales that spoke of life's endless journey and the treasures found along the way. And so, under the same stars that had guided her, Alina's legacy lived on, a reminder that the path we walk, with its twists and turns, its joys and sorrows, is the most beautiful story of all. For in the journey, we find ourselves, and in ourselves, we find the infinite mystery that is life.